As you can see, today I am playing God of War, and in spite of having RTX 2050, which is literally a basic level RTX card, I am able to achieve constant 60 FPS without compromising with any kind of visual quality. Uh, you can see Kratos here. Uh, he's absolutely mesmerizing, not compromising with any kind of visual quality. Every detail you can see is completely HD. Now, how I have achieved the highest details as well as 60 constant 60 FPS without using much of GPU power or much of GPU utilization. So let's go to main menu. I'm gonna show you my settings, what I did, but let me tell you, I did that after using so much of extensive research and testing. So don't forget to subscribe my channel. So first of all, I'm gonna go to settings and then display. Here you see video device. Guys, normally if your Windows is not optimized, or if you don't have like updated graphic card drivers, there is a possibility that this game might use your integrated GPU. Just in case if it is using, you can change it to your dedicated or discrete GPU from this settings within the game itself, which is a quite a good thing, because I had my previous laptop was AMD laptop. Like, it was a HP laptop, but it had AMD older generation graphic card. So whenever I used to play any game, it used to pick my Intel graphic card, which is integrated rather than my AMD discrete GPU. So I used to face a lot of problem, but not with this one. These new laptops, new generation laptops are using updated software, so they use like only dedicated GPU while you play any game. So this is video device, that is RTX 2050. Display mode is borderless, guys. Initially, when I started this game, it was on Windows. Change it to borderless. Borderless basically is a fancy name of full screen. Minimize in background, keep it on always. Aspect ratio, keep it on. Sorry, keep it on auto. VSync, keep it on. VSync uh, saves your screen from tearing. Basically, my screen refresh rate is 144, but I am not gonna get 144 FPS on RTX 2050. Of course, I have to like accept the reality. So I just keep VSync on, triple buffering on, and FPS limit I have set to 60. Basically, guys, let me tell you, if I turn off VSync, triple buffering, and remove FPS limit, I was getting only 75-80 FPS. Now, I could have played this game on 75-80 FPS, but my GPU utilization, GPU power utilization was way high. Like, I cannot let my GPU use 100% of its power to play this game. It is going to like have some issues because GPU will get heated. There will be some implication. So to better the gameplay experience, to smooth it without impacting your GPU much, just keep VSync on, triple buffering on, FPS limit to 60, just in case if you have like um, if your CPU or if your laptop is not powerful enough to even generate like 70 FPS or 60 FPS. If it is generating only like 56, 57, I recommend you to keep it on 50 FPS. Just keep it 10 FPS less than what you are getting normally to save your GPU, to save yourself from having laggy gameplay experience. Now, FPS limit is 60, motion blur. See, this is your personal choice. If you want to keep motion blur high or low, I just like to play the game without motion blur. I like to see every detail. Fill grain, I would recommend you to keep it on 0 because this game is already quite sharpened, so you don't need it. Next thing is skin calibration. Basically, I'm using 75% brightness, but just in case, this is a personal choice. You can like edit it. I keep it on 75. I like it that way. So now go to advanced. Here you are see you are looking at NVIDIA reflex low latency. I have turned it on. See, I'm having NVIDIA graphic card. It is having a feature in which uh, if I'm pressing W, if I'm clicking my mouse, its input should be sent to game without having higher latency, because the lower the latency will be, the quicker my character will move. So I'm gonna keep it on because I am having NVIDIA reflex supported graphic card. Now let's go to resolution scaling. This is DLSS. I don't think I need to explain you DLSS because you might have seen a lot of videos about DLSS. Basically, what it does is it like renders your uh, game in lower resolution. Lower resolution means higher graphic, but it is going to scale it is in such a way where you will not see any kind, you will not feel or see any kind of difference. But uh, your game will look like same, but you will have higher graphics, lower GPU usage. So I'm using RTX 2050, so I'm keeping my DLSS balance just in case if you have RTX 3050 6 GB one, or if you have 4050 or above, you can keep it on quality or you can turn it off. It is completely your choice, but I recommend you to keep it on balance. The next thing is sharpness. It is your personal choice, but by default I use it on 35. I recommend you to keep it less than 50, because if you keep it on 100, your gameplay will experience will be so bad, everything will look so sharp, like it will not like the game. So either you should keep it on 25 or either 35 or either 45. That's it, that's my recommendation. Now AMD FSR, just in case if you are using AMD graphic cards, so FSR is it is going to work as same as DLSS. It is just a fancy name, because of course AMD cannot use the same names as Nvidia because they are rivals. So FSR you can use if you are using AMD graphic cards. Now render scale, this setting you can change only if you turn off DLSS or AMD FSR, but if you have turned them on, you cannot change this setting. So that's it. So take a look at it, take a screenshot if you want. So these are the settings you should keep if you are using low end GPU. Now go back, I'm going to show you graphic. So here these are my custom settings. After doing so much of extensive research testing, I have found that these are literally the optimal settings that will not hamper your visual quality but will give you smoother gameplay. As you saw while I started with this video, uh, graphics were very crisp and clear. You could see everything. So just keep texture quality on high, model quality on high, anisotropic filter high, shadows normal, reflections high. I am using 2050 series. 2050 support ray tracing, so of course I can keep it on high without facing any kind of issues. But just in case if you have GTX series, you should not use reflections on high settings. You should keep them on normal or turn them off, just in case if your GPU does not support ray tracing. So I'm keeping it on high, atmospherics original, ambient occlusion original. Okay, so see, I could have put these settings on high, on ultra, but I found that these are the best ones. Now the thing that you should look here is VRAM use. On the left side bottom of the screen, it is showing VRAM use 4203 out of 3964. See, 39, I am using 2050. My graphic card capacity is 4 GB basically, but it is showing that the GPU is going to use 4203 VRAM, but in reality, you should just ignore it. Keep the settings like I am showing you on the screen. Take a screenshot. As you can see, GPU utilization is less than 100, GPU power is much less, and I'm getting constant 60 FPS. So these are the optimal settings.